Inflation getting higher.
Billy Paul.
Makes it hard on the buyer. Unemployment on the rise. Gasoline issues that we climbs. Rent being paid late.
What a voice.
Let the dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
Yeah, that's Billy Paul. I'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I had reason to be in London again week before last. It was just a flying visit really. Well, it was 2 nights, but I had some other things to do, and so didn't have much time to do any record hunting. But I thought I'd just talk through the half a dozen or so albums I picked up. Yeah, I mean, anyone who watches this channel will know I've got a thing about London, a sort of love-hate thing. I used to love it and now I hate it. I used to go all the time, gigs, football, just a great place to visit, but it's changed. And as I said before, more wankers per square yard or mile than any other place in the world, I think. But we actually stayed in 2 different locations, 2 different premierings, one in Chiswick and one in Canary Wharf. Well, not all of London is as bad. There are worse places than others, and you can guess which one was probably the worst in terms of wankerishness. But anyway, as I say, I did manage to get into 3 record shops. I got into in Soho, I got into Reckless Records in Berwick Street, and then just round the corner, Sounds of the Universe, real nice shop. So I got in those 2. And then on the next morning, while we were over in Canary Wharf, nipped across to Greenwich, and this is on the recommendation of John, 6-inch pianist. So thanks John. So Casbah Records in Greenwich, and as I say, picked up half a dozen albums here, and just wanted to briefly introduce them. So the first one, Billy Paul. This is When Love Is New. This is from 1975. I just love all early mid-70s Billy Paul. Some of it's sort of psychedelic-y, some of it's proggy, some of it's cheesy, some of it's sort of like a jazz club type style. But his voice and the songwriting he does with Kenneth Campbell and Leon Huff, just superb. And this is a great album. Basically, side 1 is his political serious stuff, side 2 is his love mush stuff, but both I love both equally really. That track was Let the Dollar Circulate. I don't know, I'll have to listen to it again and work it out, but it's some sort of commentary on US economics of the time, I think. But and side 2, as I say, the love stuff, culminating in the 8-minute mini epic Let's Make a Baby, which it's quite graphic actually. How he makes it last 8 minutes, the mystery to me. But anyway, Billy Paul, yeah, When Love Is New, superb, really good album. The second one, Daniel Johnston, Lost and Found, from 2006. I have a couple of Daniel Johnston's earlier albums from the early 2000s, and I think by this time, from the late 90s, by this time I think he was mainly involved in visual art, and I did go and see one of his art exhibitions in the Baltic in Gateshead, which was very, very powerful stuff. And of course Daniel Johnston, he's sort of, sadly, he's very well known for his sort of pretty serious mental health problems that afflicted him, I think, throughout his whole life. But he's just a great songwriter and a great artist. And I've only listened to, this is a double album, I've only listened to the sides 1 and 2. And this just confirms that. Really good stuff, including an ode to his favourite band, the Beatles, which is really, really nicely done. So that's Daniel Johnston, Lost and Found. The next one, Earth, Wind and Fire, love this band. This is, I think it's like a soundtrack. That's the Way of the World. Only listened to the first couple of tracks on this so far. It felt like me, I needed to wait for spring, summer, you know, play it with me shorts and t-shirt on and jump about, and it feels like a summery album to me. But this is from '75 as well. I'm sure it's good stuff. Great band. That's the Way of the World, Earth, Wind and Fire. In a sort of similar vein, well, yeah, different, American soul orientated, but this is Tavares, this is Love Storm. There's the Tavares, who are they? Yeah, Chubby, Pooch, Ralph, Butch and Tiny. 5 brothers, Cape Verdean, sort of born in America but Cape Verdean descent. Great singing band. And I've got the album that preceded this, Sky High, which is superb. So again, I've only listened to a couple of tracks off this, but if this is half as good as the Sky High from the year before, this one is from 1977. I think Sky High was 76 or 5. If this is half as good, it's well worth the $5 I paid for it. Good stuff. Tavares, Love Storm. The next one, I just love the late 60s, early 70s Bee Gees, and this is Trafalgar. Absolutely brilliant cover. That's a print of the famous painting by Pocock, The Battle of Trafalgar. And then inside you've got the Bee Gees and their band all dressed up and sort of recreating a scene where one of them's Nelson and the others are sort of tending to him, and they're standing on a pile of Beezer comics, and one of the band is reading the Beezer there at the back. But great cover, lovely, lush, brilliant singing, brilliant arrangements. Their #1 hit, I think it was #1, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, is on this album. And it just, yeah, it's a great sounding album. Alarmingly, there's a song Israel on it, which is a sort of a homage, tribute, ode to the state of Israel and possibly to Zionism as well. And I mean, I suppose you've got to remember this is 1971, and Israel, although it was doing plenty of bad things back in 1971, it wasn't the international pariah it is now. But I've got to say, it made me sit back and think, oh goodness me, it sort of stuck. But there we are, a good album, but yeah, you can't, with LPs you can't, unless you're going to get up and skip a track. You've got to go with it. So Bee Gees, Trafalgar from 1971. And then this one, I bought this one in Casbah Records on the staff recommendation thing. I do like reading staff recommendations, and I do occasionally go for them, and I'm pleased I did with this one. This is Corey Hansen, someone I'd never heard of. He's apparently a member of the American psychedelic rock band Wand. And he's had, I think this is his 4th solo album, I Love People, which, yeah, I'm with you there, Corey. as anyone who knows me will confirm. No, not a misanthropist. And this is just lovely. It's in all the other albums there were 70s nearly, and this is very much sounds like a 1970s album. It's really lush without being at all flabby. It's really intelligent lyrics without being at all pretentious. Lovely stuff. It's made me want to seek out some of his other stuff. And this is not psychedelic rock, I've got to say. It's sort of lush 70s sounding rock. So yeah, very nice. Corey Hansen, I Love People, just released this year. And then lastly, and perhaps saving the best for last, I was surprised. This was going fairly cheap, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a go. I've got one of the Streetwalkers album, but this is Chapman Whitney, the title of the album being Streetwalkers. And of course Chapman Whitney is Roger Chapman and Charlie Whitney. ex of Family, who had just broken up, I think, just dissolved just before this album was produced. And they went on to form a band after this called Streetwalkers. And this album is absolutely mint. I mean, what a bargain. I think I got it for a tenner. And I've never bought an album from 1974 which is so mint, both the cover and the record, which I'll put on in a minute. There's not a scratch on it, so it's hardly being played. And it sounds absolutely lovely. And I think for some people, Roger Chapman's sort of voice, which is absolutely unique, is perhaps a bit too much. But on this album, he shows that he doesn't always have to sort of turn the gravel dial up to 11. You know, there's a real range in his voice demonstrated on here, which I'll show you in the track I put on in a moment. But there isn't a weak track on this album. There's a couple of them that are sort of a little bit not New Orleansy, which perhaps are not my favourite ones, but they're really, really well done. But Chapman's voice and Whitney's guitar really, really shine on this. I think most of the musicians actually were ex-members of Family, with a few from King Crimson thrown in, as far as I can see on the back of there. But superb album. My question is to any fans of Family out there, and I know there's at least one who might watch this video, is there a better Family album than this Chapman-Whitney effort? I don't know. I've heard most of the Family albums and I'm not sure I like this one even better, but there we are, Chapman-Whitney, Streetwalkers from 1974, and we're going to go, there's loads of great tracks on here I could have played, but we'll go out with a couple of minutes from a track on side one, Call Ya. So I'll get up to switch my record player on, stay with us. Lovely stuff. Roger Chapman, Charlie Whitney, Call Ya, from the album Streetwalkers. See you soon. Ta-da.